Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. Now this video is going to be about the parking wars. I will explain what the parking wars is all about, and I'll also share strategies that you can use to maximize the parking wars. Now first off, you can see that this is my parking lot, which is basically my personal parking lot. I can adjust it exactly the way I want. I can name it. I can put whatever decoration I want. And best part is I can charge a fee for people who would like to use my parking spot to park their mounts in. I'll explain a little bit more about the fee and how that stuff works, but essentially this parking lot is my personal parking lot, and there are certain advantages that come with it. Okay, so what is the parking wars all about? The main focus of parking wars is mounts. You park your mounts in certain parking lots and gain a bunch of things because of that. And the rewards, they vary from mount to mount. As you can imagine, as the mount gets rarer and rarer, the rewards usually get better and better. Here are all the mounts that I have. If you scroll all the way, you'll notice that, this is the most basic mount, and you can see that the rewards, they don't look all that fancy, but as you keep moving along, they get a little bit better and a little bit better. And of course, on the flyboard, you're starting to get the guardian keys instead of the ones that give you magic lamps. And then if you go into our orange ones, you can see that, I'm starting to get a bunch of other things, including the clock winders. There's also hammers and also the mount keys. And here, as you can see, when you go to this one, you're actually getting a random dungeon key, which could be any of the four, and you're also starting to get soul crystals. Then as you move along, you can see that, things get even more interesting. Now you're even getting awakening scrolls when you're looking at the Hot Wheels, and the Firebreaker actually offers you empowerment gear. And then this is my magic broom, and you can see that, it's giving awakening scrolls. It's also giving that random key. Essentially, having as many mounts as possible is greatly beneficial, and for multiple reasons. The first one that I want to say is that if you look here, today's parking time exceeds 12 hours, so earnings will gradually decrease. Now, they're 24 hours in a day, but after 12 hours of parking in a certain location, the rewards start to decrease. Now, when you talk about the rewards, there are certain things that you get when you park at any certain location. The first one is parking coins. You can see that this one, it says 20 per minute. This one is also 20, but as you move to orange, it's 15, and as you move to purple, it's 10. That's one thing, and I'll explain more about the parking coins later. The other thing is this bar at the bottom. These are your remodeling points, and as you continue to get more remodeling points, you continue to level your mount further and get attack, health, and defense bonuses. For example, if you look at my Hot Wheels, it's currently level 36. It's getting me 592% of these bonuses, and I'm going to use some remodeling guides, and you can see that, it's now 624. You also get remodeling points when you park, so you don't always have to use the book to get you remodeling points. Just parking gets you some points. The best rewards, in my opinion, are the adventure rewards. These are the ones that I was talking about earlier, and how you can get these different keys as well as soul crystals, hammers, as well as awakening scrolls. These, in my opinion, are the best rewards you get from the parking wars. But if you look over here, earning speed gets halved and no remodeling points or adventure rewards after parking for 12 hours daily. In other words, I've already parked this for 12 hours. I'll no longer get any of the keys or the soul crystals anymore. The earning speed of coins, which is 20 per minute, is now going to get halved. So now the base is 10 per minute, and I don't get any remodeling points by parking anymore. This is why you need to have a lot of different mounts to choose from, because now that it's already past 12 hours, I have no reason to park this, and I could just park a different mount instead. This one, for example, is only done 286 minutes. It'll still give me the same number of parking coins, which is 10 because the other one was halved, but I'll also get adventure rewards, and I'll also get remodeling points. This, of course, is the key reason you want to try to have as many mounts as possible. Okay, now that we've covered that, the other thing I want to talk about is this plus 21%, plus 18%, and plus 14% that you're looking at. These are bonuses that I have in my parking spot. So if you saw over here, I'm charging a 5% fee, but if you look up here, these are the bonuses for my personal parking lot. So anyone who parks in my parking lot, they also benefit from these bonuses. So they get an extra 21% parking coins, extra 14% in those adventure rewards, and 18% extra remodeling points. They also benefit from an extra attack, defense, and health while they're in my parking spot. This is actually more important than you think. And the reason is because not only are you benefiting yourself when you park here, for example, I'm going to park here with this, I'm getting the extra bonus, but if you look at the others that are parked in my parking lot, they're also benefiting from that extra bonus. And as you can see, one of the main reasons it helps is because if you look over here, they earn 7,170 parking coins, but I'm going to help them claim and I'll actually get 5% of that. So having a parking lot that gives everyone a lot of bonuses makes sure that people always fill up your parking spot. And if you're charging a fee, most people are polite. They're actually going to give you that fee and you will end up getting a lot more parking coins than you otherwise would have if you had very low bonuses for people to come and join you. And if you actually look into my friends' parking lots, you'll notice that the ones that have really high bonuses are the ones that have full parking lots. But the ones that don't have any bonuses, their parking lots are mostly empty because everyone wants to get better rewards. So you see here 21, 18, 14. And it says hot. Hot means that all of their parking lots are occupied. And as you can see, everyone who has amazing bonuses are the ones that have all their parking lots occupied. This gives a very good advantage to them because they're able to get parking coins much faster than everyone else. And it becomes sort of like an infinite loop. The more parking coins you have, the more bonuses you can get. Of course, there's a limit to it. For example, currently these are the maximum bonuses that you can get in terms of parking coins, adventure rewards, and remodel points, but as new decorations unlock, this might go even further. It's always good to have yourself set up for this kind of success. Okay, so let's talk about the parking fee. You have the ability to activate a parking fee and you can choose between 5 and 20%. Generally, I choose 5 because it's something that people are usually okay to pay to park in my spot, and almost everyone who parks in my spot usually pays the parking fee. So how do you get these big bonuses to attract more people to use your parking spot? Well, the answer is simple. If you go into the decorations, you'll notice that a lot of the decorations have these extra decoration bonuses. And if you look over here, this gives an extra 5% parking coins. This one gives 5% extra probability of triggering adventure rewards. And this one gets you 3% parking coins. And essentially, if you go along, there's some that gives attack, defense, and health. But of course, the priority for me personally is to focus on the parking coins and the adventure rewards, as well as the extra remodeling points. Now, the way this works is that you only need to unlock it once to benefit from the extra decoration bonuses. You do not have to level it up further, just unlock it once and you get that bonus. It doesn't even have to be active, that bonus will still be there. This essentially means that for me, the best strategy was to try to unlock all of the decorations as fast as possible before I start upgrading them. You can also see that I didn't prioritize the attack and health and defense ones as much as I prioritized the rewards, because people are usually going to be looking at the rewards bonuses when they're deciding whether to park here or not. I don't think a lot of people check the attack, defense, and health. In fact, I don't even know if they can check. But anyhow, that's not the top of their list when they're looking at where to park. Think of it like a business, right? You want to make sure that you get as many parking coins as possible. That way you can continuously improve and get more and more decorations. But for that, you need to make sure that people are parking in your parking lot. And that's why focusing on these 3 bonuses is the best. And then later you can start focusing on getting some extra attack, defense, and health by upgrading these decorations as much as possible. So that's my recommendation. Try to unlock all of the decorations as fast as possible, especially the ones that give parking coins, remodeling points, and adventure rewards. After that, you can start unlocking the other stuff that actually gives you attack, defense, and health, like this one. And once you've unlocked them all, that's when I think is the best time for you to start considering upgrading those decorations and getting some extra attack, defense, and health boosts. So now it's past midnight So essentially you'll notice that the parking times have reset other than this one which was just parked a minute ago, which means that now I can start getting the full rewards including the adventure rewards. So let's go and start parking. So of course you're allowed to park 5 of your mounts within your server. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and look for people with the best bonuses that still have spots available, and I'll park in their parking lot. This one seems to be pretty good. Parking fee is also reasonable. So let's go and park the power breaker here. And if you look here, I have the option to pay the fee or not. Of course, if I don't pay the fee, there is the chance that they might attack me and remove me from their parking spot. I'm gonna pay the fee. The next one is that owner helps with defense. This one comes down to your decision. You can select yes or no. It doesn't make much of a difference if you both are similar level. If they're stronger, definitely choose them to help for defense. And what will happen is you actually have them guarding your parking spot. So if anyone comes and attacks, they'll be attacking them and not yourself. That being said, you could also choose to defend it yourself. In that case, you will see yourself there guarding that mount. One thing to note, if you decided to pay the parking fee, the owner is unable to attack you, and the owner can also call for help to have somebody else attack you. Your spot is fairly secure. That of course doesn't mean that somebody can't come and plunder you, it just means that the owner of the parking spot cannot do that. So another good thing to do is to try to find the strongest player that you can and park in their parking spot and have them defend for you, and that way you'll be reasonably certain that nobody's gonna come and take you down before your 8 hours. The other advantage you get by actually paying the parking fee is that if the person is reasonably active, they can actually claim for you after 8 hours, and then you get those parking coins and all the rewards without the risk of somebody coming over and plundering you. Okay, so you can see that I've parked 4 of my mounts in certain locations that I found with reasonably high bonuses. The other thing I want to talk about is going to the server spots, and let's first look at the public spots. So here you can see public spot floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, floor 5, and you can see that the bonuses are actually higher than the maximum ones that we saw earlier. It's actually 50% extra parking coins, 50% extra remodeling points, and 20% extra chance of triggering adventure rewards. So I definitely recommend to go in one of these and park one of your mounts here. The only thing is you cannot ask somebody else to defend your spot for you. You'll be defending it yourself, and anyone in the server can come along and attack you and take away your spot. So it's much easier for you to get plundered here because while a lot of people might be visiting this area to see if there's a place to park, and if there isn't, they might just decide to attack you and make that space. Okay, so now I'm done parking 5 of the mounts, and if you notice that if I try to park anywhere else, it's going to give me an error saying that you have reached the parking limit. That means that you have up to 5 places to park, but that's not exactly the case. If you look over here, there are cross-server spots, and these cross-server spots are interesting because they actually allow you to park a 6th mount in them. So if you look, there's certain things saying in peace for 35 minutes, 1 hour, 56 minutes, 24 minutes, and whatnot. This one is the highest. So 3 hours, 12 minutes. And the interesting thing is that look at the parking coins, the remodel points, and the adventure rewards bonus. They are much higher than even the public parking spots that we had looked at earlier. 100% extra parking coins, 100% remodel points, and 50% chance of triggering adventure rewards. So why don't we go to this one, which has the highest amount of peace time, and go park here. Now I'm going to try to park this one here, and I'm going to confirm that I want to guard this spot. And how this works is that now I have the 6th mount in the cross server spot, and I'm guarding this, and for the next 3 hours and 11 minutes I'm completely safe. So I'm going to continue getting all of those rewards for the next 3 hours without any danger. The problem, of course, is that when the peacetime ends, that's when opponents from the other server can come along and start attacking your mounts and end your parking. Essentially meaning that this is even riskier than the public parking spots because enemy servers could have extremely strong players and they have all the reason to go ahead and attack you and take the cross server spot for themselves. Now, where does this peacetime come from? Essentially, you can notice that we have a lot of cross-server spots available, and that's because our server went along to other servers, defeated all of the defenders, and what happens then is that becomes our cross-server spot. So in a way, you attack the enemies, you defeat all of them, and that becomes a cross server spot that you own now, which means that our server has been extremely busy taking away other people's cross server spots and making it their own. Now, when you actually do this, when you actually get a cross server spot for your server, you get a 4-hour peace time. And that's why you can see 3 hours, 9 minutes here. It means that this was occupied about 51 minutes ago. And this one about 3.5 hours ago, because it only has about 30 minutes left. The shields tell you how many people are defending it from your server, and the attack icon shows whether or not you are currently in a battle, whether or not the server spot is currently in a battle by an enemy server. So if you go here, this one says that there are 7 people defending it, and if you go in, you'll notice the profiles of those people showing up. And of course, they have their own mounts here as well, so they're guarding their mounts. Now, if an enemy wanted to attack one of your cross-server spots, what they do is they join in a plunder, which you can't right now because currently there's a ceasefire period between midnight and 8 a.m. But if it wasn't, they could join in a plunder, their name would show up, and then they could actually have other people from the server joining them, and then they would fight all of the defenders that were guarding that cross-server parking lot. And if they won, this would be moved over to their server, and then they'd have 4 hours of protection where no enemy could attack their cross server spot. So that's a little bit about the cross server. Now you also get rewards based on certain criteria. Number 1 is the server ranking. If you look over here, our server is ranked number 1. As you remember, they had occupied so many of the other cross server spots. And what you get is you get certain rewards, diamonds, parking coins, remodel points, and you also get certain decorations for free. And as you rank lower, you get fewer rewards. There are 4 servers in total, and that's why you can see these rewards over here. Now you also get rewards based on your plunder ranking. If you've been going over to other servers and plundering their server, you can get certain ranks, and based on your rank, you get certain rewards, and those rewards vary. After rank 20, you no longer get those random decorations, you get diamonds and lamps and speed ups. Very similarly, there's the guard rankings, which is pretty much exactly the same. If you are within the top 20, you do get a decoration, otherwise you get the less important rewards. So try to guard and try to plunder enemy servers as much as possible so that you can rank higher and get better rewards. And of course, this one is hopefully your server is active and you can get a bunch of rewards from this ranking. Other than this, the cross server spots are pretty much similar than parking anywhere else. Okay, so key takeaways so that you don't forget. Number 1, try to get as many mounts as possible, especially the good ones, because as you keep getting more mounts, you're able to maximize on your parking wars and able to get better adventure rewards. Also, make sure that your parking lot is extremely attractive and appealing for everyone. As you can see now, I've already gotten 3 people and myself parked in my parking lot. It's full, which means that I'm going to be getting a lot of parking coins. And the way to do that is by making sure that you focus on these 3 bonuses, as these appeal a lot to people and they're going to park in your spot and pay you a parking fee, which will allow you to continue to enhance your parking spots even further. The third thing, of course, is that you should try to switch out your mounts after using them to park for more than 12 hours because the rewards substantially decrease, and that's also why having a lot of mounts is very helpful. Now, when you talk about getting mounts, the best way is through the Rush shop. If you haven't watched our Rush video, make sure you do that because that can guide you on how you can rank high and get a lot of these Skyrider passes and hence these rare mounts. And of course, these rare mounts are going to give you amazing rewards. So definitely a good idea to try to score high in Rush events. And then, personally, I think the best thing to do is actually get one of each. So instead of going hard and trying to upgrade one of them, get all 4 of them and then focus on upgrading the one that you like the most. And since I still have you here, I want you to know that you can get between 10 to 35% bonus on in-game purchases in The Legend of Mushroom. All you need to do is follow the steps in the video in the description below on how you can avail those bonuses. If you have any extra questions, feel free to join our Discord and I'll guide you through the process as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please share the video if you liked it. Please like it. Please subscribe to the channel and check out some of our other Legend of Mushroom videos. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.